Hey guys, welcome to another video from Historic Militaria. Today we're looking at what really seems to be the very end of wartime commercial production for the Mauser Broomhandle. And this is sort of a strange topic because it seems like most people believe that wartime commercial guns stopped at about 420,000. But this is a full-size Mauser, obviously, nothing unusual about it, but it is actually in the 427,000 range, which actually is beyond the range of the French gendarmes and some other post-war guns. So whether this gun was actually made during World War I as the very end of wartime commercial production or really shortly into the post-war period is kind of unknown, but they certainly didn't make a lot of full-size broom handles after World War I, at least for several years. As a matter of fact, they were cutting them down to comply with the 1920 Treaty of Versailles. You'll see that on a lot of Red 9 reworks. And really, Mauser was making the Bolo and things like that. You know, the French gendarme was a short-barreled one. They did make some full-size guns, but generally from about 420,000 to into the 600,000s, the majority were Bolos. And this is just one of the really late guns that has all the hallmarks of a wartime commercial. You have sort of the rough machining, certainly not like some of the other wartime commercials you'll see. This one has had a little more time put into it, which makes me think it might have been a peacetime gun. But the bluing is still a pretty thin kind of blue. Your serial number is actually decently stamped on this one. Your bluing, your fire blue looks good. You've got your 1,000 meter sight. But your wood grips are still nowhere close to what you'd expect on a gun made post-war. I mean, you can see there's just pretty bad fit on these. And these grips are actually numbered to the gun, so these are the original grips. They left the factory looking like that. And you wouldn't see that on one of the regular peacetime broom handles. Looking at this side, you can just see it really does look like a wartime commercial gun. So my thoughts are that this was probably a wartime frame, and Mauser was just cleaning up some spare parts in the immediate post-war sort of reconstruction of Germany when they were trying to get some actual cash for anything they might have had. I think they were ready to sell anything that wasn't nailed down. So it's just kind of an interesting gun. You don't see a lot of full-size guns from this period, and this is just kind of a really nice example of that. A lot were used, a lot got very abused and went to various places. Certainly the Russians were using a lot for their civil war. Spain took quite a few, and China actually did start buying a lot of these in the 1920s, so a lot of broom handles started heading east. You'll also notice this one does not have any kind of imperial acceptance or anything like that. It's also not marked made in Germany or anything like that, so this was not probably meant for export. It was probably meant for consumption in Germany. And just sort of a strange transitional gun that doesn't turn up very much. Most of the wartime commercials end at about 420,000. So why this one was made is kind of open to conjecture. But just thought I would show you guys an interesting example of one. Take a look at the back of it real quick. As you can see, just very standard, your serial number repeating with your NS marked hammer, and just what you would expect on one of these. So if you know anything about these full-size guns at the very end of wartime commercial production, I'd love to know. If you know of more of them, I'd certainly love to know as well, or full-size guns in the 430, 440,000 serial number range. I'd be very interested in that too. And as always, if you've got questions, drop a comment and like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.